Yes, sir.
Today our topic is item number 5, the mesentery, mesenteric vessels, jejunum and ileum. Actually, for the exam preparation, there is no more to learn. The two or three important questions, written, viva, and practical. If you differentiate the questions like into written, viva, and practical, then written you will face the question: what is mesentery? What are the structures? Start by the root of the mesentery, contents of mesentery. This is enough for the written. And the jejunum and ileum, you will face the differentiation between the jejunum and ileum, and sometimes the differentiation between the duodenum, jejunum and ileum. And you will face the another questions for the viva. For the viva, that is when you will hold the viscera, then a lot of questions the professors will ask you. And in the practical, that means OSPI, you will face some questions. We will tie the viscera and write the questions. Which one? What is this? We sometimes tie in the jejunum, sometimes tie in the ileum, sometimes tie in the villi. Clear? So, if you want to prepare yourself for the examination or for the probe, that is very easy. But here there is the topics I have submitted here, the lectures, or for you, you can read, but you find out the key points, okay, key sentences. I have told you the questions you will face most of time. Okay, the mesentery. ধরে বলে দেন তো the mesentery. What is the mesentery? It's a peritoneal fold. It's a peritoneal fold, broad fan shape. You are seeing in the figure. This is the figure you are seeing in the figure. This is the actually fan shape. This is fan shape. Who are from the village, you have seen the fan made up of the ribs. This is the fan shape, and suspended this fan shaped peritoneum suspended the jejunum and ileum, and it conveys the nutrition and innervates the gut. This mesentery conveys the nutrition, and it has two layers. That is the from the Getter shape. I think you understand the key points. It's the peritoneal fold. It is fan shaped. It suspends the jejunum and ileum from the posterior abdominal wall. It conveys the nutrition, and it consists of two layers from the Getter shape. Clear? Now, it has two borders. One is free border. One is attached border. The attached border is known as the root of the mesentery, and free border is known as intestinal border. How many borders? Two borders. You will face in the viva. The teacher will ask you, the professor will ask you how many borders? Two borders. The attached border and the free border. Yeah. And now about the free border. It is 20 feet long and separates two and close jejunum and ileum. And the root of the mesentery, that is the attached border. This is important because you will face as a written question, you will face as a oral or viva question. Then what is the root of the mesentery? The attached border is known as root of the mesentery. It is 6 inches or 15 centimeter long or length. Its length is 6 inches and extends from where to where? From the left side of the lumbar tooth at duodenojejunal plexus to the right sacroiliac joint at the iliocecal junction. There are two things you must remember. duodenojejunal flexure. You know, the jejunum and ileum are the parts of the small intestine. That means small intestine has 3 parts. How many parts? 3 parts. Duodenum, jejunum, and ileum. Where the duodenum and jejunum attached, this is known as duodenojejunal flexure. That means the mesentery starts from this flexure and go to the right. You go to the right and downward up to the sacroiliac joint at the ileocecal junction. That means this ileum attached with the cecum in the right iliac fossa. There. And now the question: what are the structures crossed by the root, or what are the structures passes by the root of the mesentery? This is very much important. You try to imagine or try to see the figure that third part of duodenum, abdominal aorta, inferior vena cava, right gonadal vessels, right ureter and psoas major, right genitofemoral nerve, right sacroiliac joint. It's easy that what are the structure vertically going downwards. These are must, like abdominal aorta, inferior vena cava, and the third part of duodenum lies horizontally. So this one, and all are right. Right gonadal vessels, right ureter, right psoas major, right genitofemoral nerve, and right sacroiliac joint. And relation of the mesentery. Relation of the mesentery, you can see the right surface converts front and sides of the ascending colon, right paracolic gutter, left surface converts from front and sides of the descending colon, left paracolic gutter, above pancreas and below sigmoid colon. Now the contents of the mesentery. Contents of the mesentery, that is jejunum and ileum, and the arteries, that is superior mesenteric artery, then autonomic nerves, lymphatics, glomerular tissue, and fat. Again, the jejunum, ileum, superior mesenteric vessels, autonomic nerves, lymphatics, glomerular tissue, and fat. And up to this, you must remember the question: what will you face? What is the mesentery? How many borders? What is the root of the mesentery? What are the structures cut by the root of the mesentery, and contains the mesentery? Clear? Right? We have to learn this. And now the jejunum and ileum. Jejunum and ileum, these are the parts of the small intestine, and you will get it different viscera. Jejunum and ileum in a different viscera, and duodenum in a different viscera. But these are the all together form the small intestine. Now about the jejunum, mobile part of the small intestine, that is called jejunum, suspended from the posterior abdominal wall by the mesentery. This jejunum and ileum suspended from the posterior wall of the abdomen. And jejunum and ileum extension extends from the duodenojejunal flexure to the ileocecal junction. Length 6 meters or 20 feet. Jejunum 8 feet and ileum 12 feet. Jejunum 8 feet and ileum 12 feet. And 2 feet of small intestine may be removed surgically without any physiological disturbance. And then what is the length? 8 feet and 12 feet. But which one is very much important for this jejunum and ileum? If you memorize the differentiation or difference between the jejunum and ileum, you learn, you will be able to answer most of the questions. Okay. So first of all, location. Upper part of the peritoneal cavity. Location, chest, jejunum and ileum. Location: upper parts of the peritoneal cavity, jejunum. Ileum, lower part of the peritoneal cavity. General appearance: jejunum wider, thicker walled and reddish. And in the viscera, how will you identify which part is jejunum and which part is ileum? This is for your understanding, easy understand that you will see in the viscera, jejunal side there is a large opening, and the layers are the thin. And in case of ileum, there is a small opening and hard filling. There. And now about the attachment of the mesentery to the posterior abdominal wall above the left of the aorta and below the right of the aorta. And arterial arcades, one or two arcades or vasa recta is long and 3 or 4 arcades. Translucent windows in the jejunum, translucent windows are clearly seen, and in the ileum, translucent windows are not clearly seen. Interior, plica circulari larger and more numerous, and plica circulari is small and less numerous. Villi longer and more numerous, short and less numerous. Paired spaces absent and present. This is the cardinal sign of the defense of the jejunum and ileum, that is paired spaces. Remember, we will discuss about paired spaces later. Okay, and the jejunal branches and ileal branches. You can see the figure here, the jejunal branches and the ileal branches of the vasa recta. There, this is, and then the structures of the jejunum and ileum you will learn it clear in the histology class in the slide. But here you can see here that there are 4 layers: serous coat, muscular coat, submucous coat, and mucous coat. Actually, whole the digestive system or digestive system, there are 4 layers like this: serous coat, muscular coat, submucous coat, and mucous coat. In the mucous coat, that is muscular mucosa, lamina propria, and epithelium. Yeah, and the superior mesenteric artery. Now the mesenteric vessels. What are the mesenteric vessels? Superior mesenteric artery, inferior mesenteric artery, superior mesenteric vein, inferior mesenteric vein, like this. And the superior mesenteric artery, now the artery of the midgut, origin from the abdominal aorta, and the course you know, and but termination there ends by joining with its ileocolic branch. Superior mesenteric artery branch. What are the branches of superior mesenteric artery? Inferior pantioduodenal artery, jejunal branch, ileal branch, ileocolic artery, right colic artery, middle colic artery. Superior mesenteric artery summary. That means what will you know about the superior mesenteric artery? That is from where it comes. It comes from the midgut and supplies the entire small gut except the proximal part of the duodenum up to the ampulla or header. That means upper 2.5 centimeter. Clear? That means whole small gut is supplied. The whole small gut is supplied by the superior mesenteric artery, except the proximal part up to the duodenal part of the duodenum up to the ampulla of supplies large gut up to the junction of right 2/3 and left 1/3 of the transverse colon, and also supplies the lower part of the head of the pancreas. And now the superior mesenteric vein. This is drains into the small intestine and cecum, ascending and transverse colon, formation by the union of the tributaries from terminal ileum, cecum, and appendix. And termination joined with splenic vein to form the portal vein and behind the neck of the pancreas. Now the superior mesenteric vein tributaries: jejunal vein, ileal vein, ileocolic vein, right colic vein, middle colic vein, right gastroepithelial vein, and pantioduodenal vein. Not supply. Extensive components and intrinsic components. Extensive components, sympathetic and parasympathetic. Intrinsic components, myenteric plexus and submucous plexus. Now the lymphatic drainage. The lacteal and the mesenteric lymph nodes, and the applied anatomy, that means the clinical features and the others. Problem arise in the viscera: Michael's aberticulum, intestinal obstruction, enteritis, paralytic tuberculosis, enteric fever, and carcinoid and the intersusception. Okay, and now the Michael's diverticulum, remnant of proximal part of the microintestinal duct. What is the Michael's diverticulum? It may be defined as the remnant of the proximal part of the microintestinal duct. Blind pouch arises from the antemesenteric border of ileum, 2 feet proximal to ileocecal junction, 2 inches long. 2% of subjects it is present. And peptic ulcer in the mucous membrane lead intestinal obstruction, diverticulitis, differently acute appendicitis. Okay, and thank you. And what is the summary? What is the summary of the class? You must learn. This is the lecture actually, but for the viva and the practical, you must prepare yourself with a extra experience or extra technique with some extra technique. What are these? How will you identify the ileum and jejunum? When you hold the viscera, you must see the ileal part. There is a small opening. In the jejunal part, there is a large opening. The jejunal part is thin, and the ileal part that is thick. Yeah. Okay. And the pair stresses will be present in the jejunum. Let's find out the pair stresses. Okay. Then you will identify the jejunum and ileum. But something and others are theoretical. You will memorize how long the jejunum, how long the ileum. And but there is an important question for the written, that the microscopic differentiation between the jejunum and ileum. Microscopic differentiation between the jejunum and ileum. There is a question sometimes you will face, that difference between the jejunum and ileum. There is a question you will be faced, that this is differentiation between the duodenum, jejunum and ileum. This is a theoretical question. Okay, and the question theoretically you will face: define mesentery. What is the root of the mesentery? What are the structures called by the root of the mesentery? What is the contents of the mesentery? I think all you attend the class, you are able to understand what I want to say. Okay, actually, if you understand my speech, then you can prepare yourself for the exam with good preparation, because I try to differentiate the questions as written, as viva, and practicals.